Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft 101. In this episode we're going to be taking down an ocean monument and a wither because one of the goals we have in this area that we were just working in last episode is to eliminate a sandbar and an island. So in order to do that we're going to need a beacon and a conduit. Unfortunately, I have already recorded part of this episode and there was a glitch that happened. I did the ocean monument and none of the game footage actually recorded. So we're going to take out another ocean monument. So this is actually the second one I've done today. And I also already took out the wither. So I'm going to play the clip for the wither in a little bit. But as you can see here, I already have the beacon set up. Which will help get rid of the remainder of this sandbar. I've already put some time into it. I put a couple hours in, and it was just going really slow. So I thought we would take some time and figure it out in a more effective, efficient way. In order to find an ocean monument, I'm using chunk base because I literally spent hours out in the ocean trying to find drowned and did not run into a single ocean monument. So we're going to head down here to -600, 1800 to go to this ocean temple right there, because this one over on the right was the one I took out earlier. So, what you need to take out an ocean monument actually is not that much. If you have potions of water breathing, that really helps a lot. Potions of night vision can help as well. But the method that I'm going to show you guys, you just need some TNT. You really only need 3 pieces of TNT, although I've got extra because I have a gunpowder farm, so why not? Some blocks of redstone. Again, you just need 3 blocks of redstone. You need 1 block for every piece of TNT you have. I've got extra just in case, and then you need some solid blocks. So I've got cobblestone here. I also have some netherrack and some regular stone, just kind of cluttering up my inventory. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut here, and I'll get back to you guys when we are at that ocean monument. Okay, and we are back. So as you can see in front of me, there is an ocean monument. Now, before we go ahead and take out the ocean monument, I did want to talk about the conduit. So I told you that was one of our goals for this episode, is to get a conduit set up. For a conduit, you need 3 items. The first one is going to be the heart of the ocean, which is actually the easiest one to get. You get that one simply by finding buried treasure maps, following them, and getting the buried treasure. The second thing you're going to need is 8 nautilus shells. These are really difficult to get because you can only get them by killing drowned or occasionally trading with the wandering trader. So what I've been doing while I'm exploring the ocean is I've been having F3 and B on so that I can look at hitboxes and looking for drowned. So I can see that there's a drowned right over there. And so I will head over to the drowned, which is good because he's kind of on my way to the ocean monument. And I'll swim down and see if he has a nautilus shell in his hand. The only way you get nautilus shells is by killing drowned that have spawned with the shell in their hand. Unfortunately, you cannot get nautilus shells by converting zombies into drowned. It's really only from naturally generating drowned. So I can see that there's one over here as well, although he might be a little difficult. Oh, he's got a trident. The hitbox also helps you kind of avoid the tridents and can help you just kind of navigate and find any items that get dropped. Okay, so I'm going to retreat for a minute because I was getting close enough to hear them. I'm going to turn off F3 and B. So the nautilus shell is going to be a difficult part. I've already gotten 4 of them, so I need 4 more. That took me quite a few hours. It's probably going to take me quite a few more. It might honestly be a good idea to just create a drowned farm and see if I can get enough that way. Okay, so taking out the ocean monument. The challenge you have with the ocean monument is that you will get mining fatigue, which means that you're not going to be able to mine blocks. So pretty much anything that gets placed is going to be stuck. It may seem silly what I'm doing, but what I'm trying to do here is break line of sight on all these guardians so that they cannot actually hit me. There we go. I got mining fatigue just now. Okay, please don't kill me. Okay, so the strategy, since we cannot mine the blocks and get access that way, we could dig, go through the maze that is the ocean monument, but I think it's a lot easier to just blow a hole in the roof. So the Elder Guardians, which are the 3 mobs that actually give you the mining fatigue effect, they always spawn in pretty much the same 3 areas. So if we can predict those 3 areas, blast our way in and kill them real quick, we'll be able to make it through really easily. Now, I said you did not need potions, and you really don't need potions. They can help, but I'm going to try to get through this without. But what you do need is good armor. So you can see here I've got Aqua Affinity and Respiration 3. That's going to make it, the Respiration's really going to help me be able to move around a lot. And then Depth Strider as well. So without those enchantments, it's going to be a real challenge. So the first thing I'm going to do is place a TNT and then surround it on all 4 sides with solid blocks. And then on top, put a redstone block to ignite. Okay, can I please get back in my hidey hole? Okay, so that should have blown a hole in the roof, which is where the first Elder Guardian is always going to hide. He's the one that's very predictable. You do need to be careful. He's got the Thorns enchantment on, which means he deals damage every time you hit him. So I'm just swimming around to, again, break line of sight. That way the beams can't actually deal damage. Let me get rid of this little guy. Okay, that one was a little closer than I would like. The Elder Guardians will drop sponges, and since I do have a data pack on, they also drop their heads. So let me jump back up and hide. So the Ocean Monument, as you can see here, has like an entranceway and 2 wings on either side, and that's going to be where the other 2 Elder Guardians are. I'm going to blow a hole in the top there and blow a hole in the top over there, and that should be it as far as Elder Guardians. So again, I'm going to come down over here. Always get rid of the just junk that's around. And one on top. And I'm going to swim around over here to try to break line of sight. And go down in, swim around to break line of sight. Go in for a hit, break line of sight. Okay, don't get too greedy. There we go. That is 2 down, and I'm glitching out a bit. Let me get out of here. And let me get back up to my little safe spot. Whew. Okay, and I just got mining fatigue again. But we're down to just 1 more Elder Guardian. So I'm going to heal up, get that saturation going, and head over to this one. I always break all of the garbage that's around because it can really get in the way of block placement. And you can see there, I kind of didn't break line of sight enough and almost died again. Gonna heal up a bit and take on the last dude. Okay. So he should be in here somewhere. There he is. Now you can also bring doors down here that will give you air pockets to hide in. I feel like he's just chasing me around. Probably because he is. Just going in for one hit at a time. Oh my goodness, why am I? Depth Strider is really just absolutely essential for this. But why do I keep hitting? Am I like hitting ghost blocks or something? Okay. Unfortunately, I was playing around a little too much and lost my breath. So let's go back, hopefully in for the kill. There we go. So now that he is dead, this temple, or this monument, is defeated, is conquered. Eventually, the mining fatigue will wear off. If I had a bucket of milk, I would drink it now to make it wear off faster. But that's it for the monument. I can't remember if I said this already, but the reason that we came here... I know I've said that the reason we came here is for the conduit. The three things we need, I know I said, are the Heart of the Sea and the Nautilus Shell, and the last thing we need is a good amount of prismarine. Usually just a stack is enough. The other thing that you can get out of these ocean monuments are sponges. So you can see here I have 2 wet sponges. You can dry them out and use them to remove water from an area. I already took out an ocean temple earlier today that gave me, actually I think it gave me a full stack of sponges. So I'm going to just kind of take note of these coordinates and come back for the sponges another day because I really just can't be bothered to deal with it today. I've got another minute and a half of mining fatigue, so I think I'm going to call it for this clip. And I'll get back to you guys when we take out the Wither. And we are back. So I am down in one of my strip mines, and I'm ready to take on the Wither. So I've gone ahead and built a little 3x3x3 space here, made the T shape with the soul sand, and I've got 3 Wither skulls. Before I get started, though, I'm going to run down here quite a ways. And I'm going to set up a respawn area. Just in case I die, I don't want to have to come back from my base. So I've got my bed with my respawn point set, and I've got a chest here. I'm going to put some golden apples in. I'm going to put my sword, a couple potions, all of the gear that I'm not going to be using. I want the bow. Okay. So I think that's going to do it. So as far as what I have, I'm going to be using my axe, which I have enchanted with Smite. That is because the axe actually deals more damage than the sword. I have my bow with Infinity. And then I have a potion of instant health, which I probably should have made splash, but oh well. I have a potion of regen, I have a golden apple, and I have an enchanted golden apple. So I'm hoping that this will be enough. We'll see. It's been a while since I have done the wither fight, so cross your fingers and let's hope that I survive it. Okay. So if you've never done the wither, it actually has two different modes. It has the first mode, which is where it will take damage from long-range weapons. It will also take melee damage. But once you get it down to half health, it will shimmer, and that is where you have to go into melee. And there we go. So it's kind of a cheaty way of taking on the wither, doing it down in a cave like this, but honestly, I'm too much of a chicken to do it the good old-fashioned way. You know, there are other ways of taking it down. You can actually use dripstone to auto-kill the wither. But I just thought that we could do with a beacon. So we now have the nether star. We also have a wither head. So this is not a wither skeleton head. This is the head of the wither mob itself. And I'm just going to toss some stuff in here and pull out. Actually, I'm going to leave the potions because I might be coming back here to do another wither in the future. Okay, so that's going to do it for this clip. I'll get back to you up on the surface once I have the beacon constructed. Okay, so we are back in our old base where we can craft up our beacon. All we have left to do now is get the iron needed for the beacon base. So let's put all this garbage away. That could go in there. Okay, clean enough. So we'll head over and grab some iron from the iron farm. Okay. So unfortunately, this episode might come out a little bit weird. I recorded the... Oh. Got some powdered snow. So I put some cauldrons up here just hoping that we might eventually get powdered snow, and we did. Anyways, this episode might turn out in the editing to be a little bit strange. That is because I filmed the takedown of an ocean monument, only to realize that it didn't actually record the gameplay. So you will have seen me take on an ocean monument because I'm actually, after this clip, going to go back and redo that. But I just wanted to bring it up in case things didn't quite seem right and it didn't quite make sense. That this was actually, filmed out of order. So, you will have already seen the clip of the ocean monument, but if it, for some reason does not quite make sense, that would be wise because everything was filmed out of order. So now that I have the beacon base, I need to figure out where I want to set it up. So I'm going to go ahead and cut here, refilm that ocean monument takedown, and get set up over in our new base area. And we're back. So I managed to make it all the way back to my base. Unfortunately, I did not find any more nautilus shells, so I think in the next episode we're going to be making ourselves a drowned farm, which isn't too bad because drowned actually now drop copper when you kill them. So a drowned farm would be a great way to get copper. But I figure since I've got almost a stack of TNT left, we would do a little bit of netherite or ancient debris farming. So here in the nether, I have a staircase that will take me down to, I think it goes down to Y level 15. I should probably make the ceiling a little taller because I keep knocking my head. But, so we're going to go down to Y level 15. I've been strip mining for ancient debris, as you can see here, but it's not terribly efficient. The more efficient way of doing it is actually going to be to use TNT to blow everything up. So I'm going to go down here. I actually already did some TNT mining earlier, but that was part of the clip that got deleted. So yeah, so much fun. So we're going to head over here to where my TNT ran out before. So you can see that's where my TNT was. You kind of want to lay the TNT relatively close. I know it may seem like a waste, but you really want to make sure that every explosion triggers the next. You know, it's not a great chain reaction if it just fizzles out. And honestly, we have a gunpowder farm, so why not use it? I know I'm placing it more frequently than I need to. Almost there. And then flint and steel, and back away. Now, it would have been a good idea if I had done this with a fire resist potion, because you will quite frequently uncover, let me put a block there. You will quite frequently uncover lava patches, so having fire resist is useful. But as long as you're pretty careful and you have a lot of blocks on you for getting rid of lava, it's not too dangerous. I say that with a whole bunch of lava coming out right here. So this, I believe, is actually part of a lava lake. Normally it's just like one source of lava, and you just have to block off that single source. Oof. So like this one right over here, that's a single source. But that lava lake is going to be annoying to deal with. So I'm going to keep blowing stuff up, and I'll get back to you and show you how much ancient debris we were actually able to get. Okay, so we are back. That was a pretty unsuccessful mining session. I only managed to get 4 ancient debris, so I only have 4 more netherite scraps. Last time I did that with another set of almost a full stack of TNT, I managed to get 10 netherite scraps. So I'm now up to 5 netherite ingots, and I could upgrade my gear, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. So the goal for this episode was to take out the wither and get enough prismarine for a conduit. The rest of this episode, I'm just going to show you guys some of the progress that I've done back in the new area. So I'll get back to you in 1 second. Okay, so we are back. In between episodes, I really focused on 3 things. The first area I was working on was over here. I'm going to, you can see some of the terraforming I did with this area. I'm actually going to spread it out, and it's going to probably go all the way out to here. Oh, it would help if I ate. So this whole area is going to become that kind of rocky formation, and it's probably going to go up quite a bit higher. And then on top, I'm going to build a lighthouse, which I've sketched out in Creative. So if you're on the Patreon server, you can actually see the Patreon Discord. You can see the design I've got, but I'm going to be doing that in the next episode. The next thing that I worked on was kind of clearing out down here, as I mentioned earlier. It's kind of taken a while, so I'm not... haven't made too much progress there. But if you look on the map, it is almost down to like the deep ocean level. I'll probably also clear out a few blocks worth of height here just to kind of make that a little bit more crisp. The other thing that I was working on is way over here in the farming area. So one of the things that I need a lot of is moss blocks, because I am because I'm using a lot of like mossy cobblestone for that rock formation, and I was using a lot of mossy stone bricks. I needed a lot of moss blocks. So over here in the farms area, so this is going to be like an agricultural area, I built a barn, and inside of it I have a moss block generator. So I'm going to turn it on. It is kind of loud. And let me just see what this guy has. Because sometimes these guys will trade Nautilus shells, and he does not have anything useful. So this farm is actually based on a design from Etho's lab. So if you don't follow Etho, you probably should. So what we've got here is a smooth stone generator. This smooth stone is you know what, hold on. Let me turn this off. Let me turn it off, because it's way too loud. I guess I could turn down the sounds. So what we have here is a smooth stone generator. Smooth stone is generated when lava falls onto water. So here we have a water source in the form of a stair block. Underneath here is another water source in the form of a waterlogged half slab, and then another water source here in the form of a waterlogged stair. The lava on top is pushing... So the lava on top is falling down into the water that is generated here, forming the smooth stone. And then that's happening on all four sides. And then over here we have a hopper clock. This is called an Etho hopper clock because he was the one who came up with it. And it just sends a pulse every now and then. That pulse works its way around. Actually, it comes off of... Wait a minute. Don't need that. Okay. So the pulse works its way around, triggering all of the pistons. So these pistons trigger first, push out that smooth stone. These pistons trigger next, push out that smooth stone. And then these pistons push out that smooth stone. And then these ones. So all of the pistons get triggered. When the redstone signal gets out to here, it goes through this little setup I've got here, which will power this block right there, which triggers a dispenser to dispense bone meal onto that moss block. It also, on a delay, will trigger this piston to push down, because if there were to be grass or moss carpet on top of this, bone mealing wouldn't work. So I can actually replicate that with a button press here. So you can see that it powers the dispenser, releases bone meal, and then the piston pushes down. Then all of these pistons around will fire, and I can simulate that real quick with there we go. So all of the pistons pushed out. That pushing broke all of the grass, broke all of the azalea bushes, broke everything on top. Well, technically not everything, because it can only push by one block. So you see here there are multiple blocks. It's not the most efficient farm, but it is relatively efficient. The other thing that we need to worry about is pushing all of the drops. Now, I could have hopper minecarts moving around underneath us, picking up all the drops, but instead I have, again, running off of the hopper clock, I have this system here, which will power and depower these dispensers, which will put out water sources, which will push all of the blocks out to here, which underneath there, I have some hopper minecarts, which are on this hopper chain, which push everything through. On this hopper chain, it goes into a auto dropper, which puts the items into this water stream, which comes up here. The first slice, the first hopper here is actually an item filter that will filter out the moss blocks into the storage out front. The rest of these hoppers are actually feeding into composters, which are turning any extra moss, any moss carpet, any seeds, any azalea bushes, any of that stuff is getting converted into bone meal, which is then getting pushed back through the system and backing up into here, which is then powering the machine itself. So this should run infinitely if I were to leave it on. It did require some bone meal to get started. It's not the best system. If we get in here, we can see why it's not the best. It doesn't break all of the moss every single time. Probably what I should do is do some sort of like T flip-flop where this only fires out every other pulse, so the blocks can get pushed out twice. I did originally have it 6 wide instead of 2 sets of 2 wide on each side, but it was just running into a lot of issues where the water sources were getting broken. So this one was just a little bit less nitpicky. So that's why I ended up going with it. The other issue that I have is actually down here. These hoppers get backed up really, really, really quickly. So I should probably have these hoppers running into multiple item streams. But honestly, it works just fine for now. If I need a lot of moss, a lot more than what I have, which is over a double chest, then I might redesign it. But I think that's going to do it for this episode. Let me just sleep. Oh my God, I can't type. So I think that's going to do it for this episode. If you've got any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments area below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And if you're interested in joining the Patreon server, if you're interested in joining Patreon, that will get you access to the Discord server, which will get you access to the Minecraft 101 SMP server and the Cosmere SMP server. So thanks y'all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.